Ottawa lawyer representing the family of Abdirahman Abdi is vowing to continue his legal battle against the city's police force. This comes after a judge acquitted Officer Daniel McEwen on charges of manslaughter. Joining me now is CTV's Stephen Keyes. Stephen, good to talk to you this morning. What has the reaction been to the ruling?
Lindsey, it has definitely been a difficult day yesterday here in the nation's capital. It has been a very heavy reaction, a very emotional response to the ruling, particularly from the Justice for Abdirahman Abdi coalition that has been working ever since this event took place more than 4 years ago to get some justice for this family. They say that they have spent sleepless nights working towards this, trying to build bridges with the police service and talk to everyone that they can to be heard from their perspective. Now, they are certainly dissatisfied with the verdict. Even if it was something that they could have expected, they certainly hoped differently. So they did take to the streets yesterday. What turned into a somber, or started off rather as a somber vigil in Confederation Park, spilled onto the streets with the group blocking the intersection of Elgin and Laurier and then making their way to Parliament Hill. And in front of Parliament Hill on Wellington Street, while still blocking traffic, we saw the Muslim community kneel down and pray, supported in solidarity by non-Muslims standing silently as they did that.
What were the key factors, Stephen, that influenced the judge's decision?
Well, there's certainly a heavy duty to provide burden of proof beyond a reasonable doubt by the Crown. And the defense certainly had a strong argument to cast doubt on whether or not Constable Daniel McEwen actually contributed to Abdirahman Abdi's death. So the charges were manslaughter, aggravated assault, and assault with a weapon, mostly pointing to the fact that Constable McEwen was wearing reinforced gloves. So they were gloves with hardened plastic around the knuckle area. And so he had to look at that and look at the injuries and the fact that even though Mr. Abdi did suffer some nasal and facial fractures, whether or not his death a day later of cardiac arrest, whether or not Constable McEwen's actions contributed to that. Now, it certainly was decided by Justice Kelly that it was not proven beyond a reasonable doubt. He did say that this is likely that the blows caused the injuries, but we also have to look at how police officers are trained to respond. The Police Association, which is essentially the union for members of the police service, would argue that this constable did nothing wrong, that it was an action or response that was warranted based on the initial call that was made for them to respond. You had an individual who was accused of inappropriate touching at a coffee shop to female patrons and then fled the scene towards home. But then you have the argument from the community that this is also an individual with mental health issues. And that police association would also suggest that they are trained to respond to behavior. They aren't trained to assess someone's mental health in the moment. And what they had was someone resisting arrest that they did tackle and wrestle to the ground, and that they were within their right to apply some blows there, and that they are trained to do so.
Stephen Keyes, we appreciate your time. Thanks so much.
Thanks for watching. If you like this, be sure to subscribe here.
And you can check out more Your Morning videos right here.